Welcome back to my channel. Guys, I know it's been a long time, but I've just been so busy. I made this wonderful food right after I came back from holidays. I enjoyed it in the Mediterranean. It is such a wonderful dish. Look at an example of what I ate. It was so good. And so I just thought to improvise. I tried to remember everything in the meal and I tried to get them. I wasn't able to get crabs, and so I just used mussels. There were mussels in that food. I think I asked the chef, and the chef said it was called PILAF. The Spanish call something similar paella. Maybe this dish is somewhat similar to paella than pilaf, but they're all sort of something similar. Rice with ingredients of your choice. I really love that chef's choice of ingredients. So these are green peas, okay, not the runner beans, your green peas, some fresh parsley, loads of it you need for this dish. Now these green peas are actually the raw ones, and I'll tell you the reason why you don't need the boiled ones, because you'll boil them together with the rice. I got a combination of different mussels, so the raw ones in parsley, white wine brine, but from M&S, and then the already peeled ones without the shell. So you need the shell for the taste and the finesse, and then you need to eat the actual real thing. So here I'm just boiling the ones that I got with the shell, boiling them in shallow water for a while. I have chives. So actually watched a few YouTube channels to have an idea of how to cook it, and then I just narrowed down the recipe to the particular one that I ate. And so chives were mentioned in one of the videos, and spring onions I think goes with dishes like this, so I just thought to add them. Yeah, I used absolutely no purple onions for this recipe. Yeah, prepared the spring onions I had in the house, getting them ready. And so make sure you wash inside all of the spring onions to make sure you don't have any fine sand in them. And I'm using some shallots, just cutting them with my garlic, preparing them, getting them ready. Yeah, I know this food is like a work of art. So many things to get ready before you start cooking, but see, once you get them ready, the rest of the process is so straightforward. This is 1 kg bag of rice, so I'm just using half of it, and because I don't want to boil and strain the water, I'm just going to wash it severally in hot water to get rid of some of the starch. Our ingredients are coming together nicely, and that's what the white wine and parsley mussel boiling looks like. So heavenly. I opened the pot so that it doesn't boil, stain the cooking area. I continue to wash my rice just to get rid of the starch, and now it's time to start cutting the very few ingredients that we need. I usually love to separate my spring onions, the onions part and the other part for garnishing. Cut my chives, cut my shallots, cut everything that I need, coming together really nicely. Did you miss food to relish? Well, ta-da. I've missed food to relish. Okay, here you have crabs. I think there was another sea, should I say crustacean or whatever, there was another sea animal that was used that I couldn't remember the name, but I used prawns because they're easier to find in this part of the world. They are readily available in my freezer. And so olive oil in your pan, don't let it heat too much. Start adding your roots, shall I say. So I've used here garlics, and I'm adding all the onions that I need. I give it a bit of a stir. I just let that release the juice in them, and now I add my chives. See, I left the the end of my spring onions. I'll use it at the very end of my cooking. Now I'm adding some cherry tomatoes. I squeeze in a few and I allow some. You'll see why in a bit. It just adds the color and it slowly softens, so to say. I add in the hard green peas at that stage and I let everything just cook in that shallow oil. No high heating, no, that's just a fast forwarded video. Now I add in my mussels in with the juice that they've come from. Adding all the mussels because they're a bit harder. I just don't trust how long they've been cooked before I got them, so I just want to keep cooking them to make sure that, remember, it's not something I had made before, so I'm just trying to be extra cautious. People whom this is their natural food can tell me in the comment below where I've got this wrong, where I could improve, but I really enjoyed this meal and it was so nice. So I've added a few spices, notably the turmeric. It gives it that lovely color, that very deep yellow color, and turmeric is very healthy as well. I've added in the rest of the wine parsley juice into that mixture. You saw me add a bit of salt as well, and then I'm adding this cooked prawn at this stage just because I want it to sort of melt into the entire food. It's already cooked, so you could argue that I could put it at the end of my cooking, but it doesn't really matter. I just wanted it to blend really nicely with the rest of the rice. And I'm tasting this for salt. Checking the peas to make sure they're not still hard. Checking the rice to make sure it's done. I've added my parsley towards the end of my cooking, as well as the spring onions. Adding some salt to taste, because I think what happens is the mussels, maybe they keep extracting the salt from your food, so I just continue to top up salt as required. So I wanted it to be busy like the ones that I saw, and so I just added some of the vegetables without cutting them, like the parsley, you know. And guys, my family ate this, they thanked me, and since cooking that, I've cooked it over and over again, despite how not so cheap it is to make. That's just because it's really nice. Will you be trying this? Let me know in the comment section, and you know, as always, it's time to relish this wonderful delicacy. Okay, bon appetit. I don't need to tell you how lovely this tastes. For deeper moisture, you can add in more tomato paste, but I really loved it the way it looked. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.